Every team in a Neo Egoist League possesses a star player.
Whether they are a new Gen 11 player or a diamond in the rough, each team has someone who consistently shows up for them.
This made us think we should create a team for the tournament.
And for those who don't know, a team of the tournament is a composition of the best players in a football tournament. Kind of like an all-star team for the NBA, our only requirements to qualify for this team will be the players' individual performances and the impact that they had on their retrospective team.
So without further ado, let's build the team of the tournament for the Neo Egoist League.
Let's get the most obvious pick out of the way. Everyone knows Gagamaru has to be the goalkeeper for this team. The goalkeeper's main role is to stop the opposing team from scoring. Very simple. And Gagamaru is the only goalkeeper who has been consistently stopping goal-scoring attempts in the NEL.
He's the only goalkeeper who has made multiple saves throughout every match. No other current goalkeeper comes to my mind, and none of them are even close to that level of Gagamaru. He's really the only choice for this position.
And with that, let's move on to our center backs. The primary role of a center back is to stop the opposition's attacks and prevent them from scoring.
The most obvious choices are Uber's Lorenzo and Aiku.
Lorenzo is definitely the most obvious choice. He's known as the strongest under 20 center back. Lorenzo is one of the best players when it comes to man marking and blocking a ball's path. And throughout his time in the NEL, Lorenzo was able to effectively stop every attacker he went against. Not to mention, Lorenzo is the only player in the NEL who blocked Kaiser impact.
He's definitely the best defender. Lorenzo also possesses great passing and dribbling. After stealing the ball, he goes on these crazy counterattacks by utilizing his zombie-like dribbling and playing quick passes between his teammates. Lorenzo can act as the cornerstone of the defense and help progress the ball up the field, which further helps expand his team's abilities. Lorenzo is a world-class modern center back who can defend and who's very comfortable with the ball and playing in the build-up.
And Aiku is definitely the next best choice. He could serve as Lorenzo's perfect partner as the other center back. The two of them have already played together on Italy's Ubers, and they displayed great chemistry between each other. They also work together to stop multiple elite players like Isagi and Nagi. It only makes sense to have these two play together.
And as an individual, Aiku also possesses world-class defensive abilities. We've seen him show off great plays for Ubers.
Aiku was able to further develop his overall skills as well as consciously use metavision. His overall abilities have evolved to another level. Aiku possessing metavision also gives him an extra edge on offense, especially in those counterattacks. He can win a loose ball and deliver some killer passes to his teammates.
These two can work together and they can freely attack and defend as a unit. Most players would struggle against just one player of the caliber, but with both of them on the field together, they'll shut down almost any attack in front of them. And it's clear why they're the center backs for this team of the tournament.
And with that settled, let's move on to our wingback/wingers.
For wingbacks, their aim is to stretch the pitch and expand the attacking options by either passing the ball, dribbling past opposing players, or creating shot attempts for themselves or for their teammates.
Well, based on what we witnessed so far in the NEL, there are two players who we believe could be amazing for these wingback positions, and it's gotta be Chigiri and Barcha.
For those who might say this is a weird option, let's not forget, Chigiri and Barcha played as wingbacks against the Japan U20 team, and we're actually going to be switching them on the side so they can effectively use their skills even better. Chigiri would be on the left wing because he's currently playing on the left side for Manshine City. He's been playing his best football on the side where he can utilize that golden formula that he learned from Prince.
And thanks to that training, Chigiri is a more complete player and a perfect addition to Manshine City. The new Chigiri carefully decides where he's going to cut and run as he now aims for his ideal shooting zone, using his refined speed and further enabling him to score goals in a way that is very unique to him. And of course, outside of his defensive abilities, Chigiri's speed also allowed him to make great recovery runs and even win the ball for his team. Throughout his time in the NEL, we have seen Chigiri have some standout plays on defense.
It's no surprise that Chigiri could play as either a left wingback or a left winger. His skill set allows him to do both, and depending on the situation, he could play in these roles at different moments. He's one of the best players in the NEL. He definitely deserves a spot.
And of course, with having Chigiri on the left, we were considering having Barcha on the right side, which would be an excellent addition. And he does possess a skill set that would complement Chigiri.
Obviously, Barcha is known for his amazing dribbling, where he can win a lot of 1v1s and break down the opposition's defense. Remember, wingbacks are also given a lot of freedom, especially to be creative, though he can move along the wing or move into the inside centrally, try to play some passes or dribble, and I think this really fits Barcha's style.
His free-flowing attacking style would work in almost any position from midfield to wider areas like winger or wingback. Both of them have been flourishing for their underwhelming teams, and they deserve recognition for putting the teams on their back.
Moving on, let's start with the midfield, and the best position to start with is the defensive midfielder position. The defensive midfielder's main role is to protect their team's goal. This player usually defends in front of the team's center backs. Defensive midfielders may also move up or down depending on the situation and act as an extra helper in trying to keep their team functional and efficient.
And taking all this into consideration, we had to go with Karasu. He can be seen as the ultimate midfielder who can participate in both offense and defense. He has been playing as a DM for Francis PXG in the NEL, and he has been an integral part of the team's success so far.
We have seen Karasu showcase his analytical ability to read the game at a high level. He shut down opponents' attacks and even created counterattacking situations for his own team. He's able to turn defense into offense while being the main cog and transitioning for important plays within his team. Thanks to his high IQ, analytical ability, and impressive work rate, Karasu has been flourishing for PXG.
He's been proving his value in NEL, and definitely earlier on in the Bastion Munchen versus PXG match, he was proving to be a real problem, getting off a really impressive counterattack that led to a goal for PXG. When he's able to come in and launch off those counterattacks, it usually results in something big, and it's a no-brainer why you would have him in the defensive midfielder position.
Karasu just has such a balanced approach to the game, and I think he could act as a glue for just about any team. With that covered, let's move on to the other midfielders.
We will be adding one central midfielder, and these players will try to pass the ball to the team's offensive players, and they may also help their team's attacks by acting as a key playmaker. And one player that came to our mind was PXG's Charles. Throughout his entire NEL campaign, Charles has been deemed as the youngest and the best playmaker in the NEL. He even earned the nickname the Heart of PXG due to his high-level passing being the reason why PXG is able to score so many goals in their very chaotic system.
Let's not forget, Charles is a Metavision user, and his version is linked to his passing. Using his eyes to constantly capture information, and he can calculate all these movements and send passes perfectly to his teammates and dish out these beautiful assists.
His passing and playmaking unlocks all the potential within the team. All this is possible only because of Charles's adaptability, vision, and high-level passing. And honestly, it's just easy to see why Loki built the whole PXG team around Charles.
Like you said, it's understandable why a world-class player like Loki focusing so much on his development. Charles definitely has the ability to be one of the best playmakers. Moving on, let's talk about the offensive midfielder.
An offensive midfielder is a player who is positioned in an advanced midfield position, usually between central midfield and a team's forwards. Now, they will act as an attacker and provide link-up play, hold up the ball, or provide the final pass. This player can also act as a secondary striker, since they will be involved in creating space and extra options for the attack.
We believe there's only one player to pick for the offensive midfielder position, and that is Isagi Yoichi. Come on, let's be real. Isagi has been excelling in this position for Bastion Munchen. We have seen him acquire many new skills and concepts like metavision, ecocentrism, direct shot with both left and right feet. Thanks to this rapid evolution, we've seen Isagi score multiple goals throughout his time in the NEL, and he's provided multiple important assists as well. He has the highest goal contribution in the whole Bastion Munchen team. He currently has 3 goals and 4 assists. This man is cooking.
Isagi is the best offensive midfielder in the Neo Egoist League. Throughout the tournament, we have seen him adapt and continue to evolve past everyone's expectations. He's able to create new goal scoring formulas by using his metavision to view the field as a whole and the players on it. With his understanding of all the players through egocentrism, he can further exploit the tendencies of his opponents, which allows him to capitalize on these decisive moments and gain the momentum of the match. He can combine all these concepts to create his ideal plays for his teammates, as well as create his own ideal plays.
While Isagi is cooking for Bastion Munchen, we can't forget this is only possible due to the fact that Isagi has been using Michael Kaiser as a template. The German emperor possessed the ideal playstyle that Isagi desired, and ever since then, Isagi has been stealing his entire flow. He's been obsessed with crushing Kaiser and becoming a better player than him, which we all know works perfectly with Isagi's character. The more competition in front of him, the better he gets. But let's also move on to the forwards, and the first pick is none other than God's Emperor, Michael Kaiser.
Everybody knows that Kaiser is regarded as a genius player in the professional world of football. He is a new Gen 11 striker, and he is seen as the next big talent. He possesses metavision, predator eye, a high football IQ, the fastest kick speed in the world, and a powerful shot to match.
He is the leading goal scorer for Bastion Munchen in the NEL with 4 goals. He scored in every single NEL match, and his goals were illogical and insane to see. It felt like they kept getting better, and it's not crazy to say he might have the best goals in the Neo Egoist League.
Before the NEL, he was seen as one of the best talents since he's a member of the new Gen 11, but Kaiser has been further improving within the NEL. Thanks to Isagi's rapid evolution, Kaiser was forced to evolve as well. It pushed Kaiser into complete despair. Afraid to lose everything he worked so hard to achieve, Kaiser goes through an ego death and starts to evolve as a player.
This ego death was the best thing to ever happen to Kaiser. He stops acting as the team's tyrant, and he starts to actually play with teammates with a new perspective. And we actually saw this come to fruition when we witnessed the greatness that was the Kiora and Kaiser link up. We saw Kaiser score an amazing goal off Kiora's assist in the Bastion Munchen vs PXG match, and that further solidified him no longer being this emperor-like player and becoming this new Michael Kaiser.
And we say all this to show that Isagi being on a team with Kaiser does work. They don't play like actual teammates, yet they do push each other to new levels and force themselves to play as the best versions of themselves. And another player we think should be on this team is PXG's Itoshi Ren. Ren's skills as a forward rank him high above almost every other player in the NEL. He is PXG's top scorer, and he is currently the second highest goal scorer in the NEL with 6 goals.
He's been wreaking havoc in the NEL, and he's been a big reason for PXG's current success. I know Charles is a big reason, but Rin is scoring a lot of those goals. He has been dropping masterclass performances against every team he's faced against. He can do just about anything in terms of offensive capabilities.
And we've seen him use these skills to mainly control and manipulate the field. After identifying the strengths and weaknesses of each player on the field, Rin uses his superior technique, tactical and physical ability to manipulate them into scenarios that would result in a goal.
Let's not forget to mention, Rin is currently unlocking his new potential with his Destroyer state. Finally, after fully understanding the trigger to the state, Rin has entered flow and entered this new Destroyer state against Bastion Munchen. Rin is cooking everyone on the pitch, and I mean this because when he's on this type of timing, nobody can stop Rin. He's so good that he stopped himself from scoring because he said, it's not good enough. Run it back.
I don't think you guys understand just how insane that is. He had a moment to score the goal and he said, never mind, let's just do this again so I can just basically show how dominant of a player I am. And he goes and just souls everyone once more. Like, that is insane ego.
Bro, he's the worst type of egoist. You even saw Loki and Noah acknowledge how bad Rin is.
But moving on to our last pick, the best center forward. And when we think of a player who completely embodies what it means to be a center forward, we still can't help but want to pick Barcha.
Barcha definitely seems like the best center forward. When he plays up top like this, he can just act as a hunter and go into hunt mode and just like try to steal anyone's late. He can go for Kaiser, he can go for Rin. Obviously, he works well with Isagi when they're on the same pitch. Again, these guys don't play like actual teammates, but they help each other shine and create the best plays for each other. Rin and Isagi played together in the Japan U20 team and helped each other shine. You see Isagi and Kaiser are still helping each other in certain ways to force evolutions. And obviously, like I said, Isagi and Barcha also work.
And there's a possibility of Rin also playing as the second striker, which I think would be pretty lethal. I mean, imagine the pure chaos of Destroyer, Rin, and Barcha up front. There is now a world where we can actually imagine that happening due to Destroyer Rin actually passing the ball in recent events. I mean, the Wicked Road and Path of Destruction could prove to be a very deadly duo. And we did mention some obvious issues a little bit earlier with this team's lineup, but if there are any synergy issues, you still have Charles, who is the best passer and playmaker in the NEL. There's a strong chance he could help string this all together as well.
Either way, let's not forget, team of the tournament is more of an accolade than an actual team. Team of the tournament doesn't actually play together at any time. It's just more of a way to show recognition for some of the players. But either way, we still think these are some of the best players in the NEL, and they're the ones who deserve the recognition of being on such a high status. But what do you think about some of our picks? Is there anyone that we left out? Please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, is there anyone else that you would like to see on this team? Definitely let us know in the comments.
If you did stick to the end, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and if you didn't subscribe, please click that subscribe button. And don't forget, we have a community Discord as well. The link should be in the bio.
And as always, it's Lotus.
It's Tev.
Peace.